Hello everyone. We will start in a few minutes, so stay in the chat and we will also share with you where to vote for what we build first. Thanks for joining. Hello again everyone. We will start in a few minutes. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to vote on the Twitter poll that we published on the chat so that we know where to start for this session. And yeah, thanks again for joining. We'll see you in a bit. Hello everyone. We will start, well, right now because it is time. So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining this stream again, maybe if you joined last time. I'm here today with helper Wesley. Hello, Wesley.
Hello. Just checking in with everybody to make sure that my microphone sounds okay because last time it was a little bit loud. How does my microphone sound?
Let's see in the chat. Tell us in the chat how Wesley is sounding. And
yeah. Hello. Oh, also Nightbot seems like it's still there. I forgot that was there. Shoot, that's the wrong code. For now, I'll just remove it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can just remove it and repost a new one. So yeah, for everyone joining, we will continue to build the game, the horror game that we started the last time. Well, it was 2 weeks ago. Before we start, I think that I had a few times the question, so let me show you. We're sharing a discount code in this stream that gives you 20% off for all the yearly subscriptions of GDevelop, which enables you to unlock more cloud projects, more access to the AI. You have weekly credits to use the AI if it's useful for you, and things like multiplayer, leaderboards, and cloud builds also to export your game on Android, iOS, and on desktop if you want to publish on Steam or on platforms like itch. So to use it's pretty simple. You go to the home page on your profile, click on your profile and click on redeem a code. Then you just paste, you write the code here, click on redeem, and then you will have the choice between whatever subscription you want to get. Silver is good to start. With the gold subscription you get access to iOS exports, and with the pro subscriptions you get way more credits for using the AI. You're also getting more credits every month that you can use on the assets store for getting assets or premium templates. Yeah. Wesley, do you know what the first vote result is, so that we know where to start?
Sure thing. Checking over on Twitter now. I think it is pretty obvious. The first thing is horror, lighting, and fog. Because right now it's just using the basic default stuff from the template.
Yes, true. So if I click on preview to launch the game, it's indeed the default fog, and it's pretty not that much something we could see in a horror game. So let me change it. So we could do it manually by ourselves by tweaking the values, or we can start by asking the AI to give it a try, and then we'll see if we can adapt, and we'll see what it has been doing for us. So let's give the lighting light blue tint, maybe. So that it's a bit like in the dark, but at night time maybe, and give the fog a gray blue color for a more interesting effect. Let me go to the build mode and see what we get from this, and then we will try and adapt if necessary. So there are two things that are interesting. If you look at the layers, we have an ambient light, a directional light, and some fog there. So all of this can be changed. So a first few changes have been made. So yeah, indeed we see that the fog color has been changed to something a bit more bluish, and same for the lights. Let's give it a try and we'll see. I click on preview. Wow, that's very, very blue. Way too blue, if you ask me. And also there is no roof, so we can see the outside. That's okay for the roof. We can add it later. And for the fog, make the fog a bit darker, please. And if the result is still not exactly what we want, we can try to change by ourselves. But I'm wondering what other color it can pick for us. Okay, so that should be a darker blue now. Yeah, it's a bit better, I think. And if we have a roof, that should be okay. I will make it a bit less blue, but I think that's a fairly okay pick. All right, a bit darker again, and we should be good. So we start with something fairly simple. Okay, I think that's fine if we have a larger room. Then it should give an impression of being like in a dark place at night. There is a lot of things we can do. We can add some doors and new rooms inside the level. We can add a roof so that we can feel more immersed inside inside the level. And there are also other things that we can do. Improve the jump scare. The jump scare that we did the last time is pretty simple. There's just a monster popping on the screen. We can also improve how we pick up the key. So there is a key that you have to find in the level, and when you get it, you can then open the door to get out of the house. So that's something that we can improve, so that we can pick up not by colliding, by stepping on it, but by looking at it, and then by pressing the left key, so that we can pick up like in a game. And then we could do something a bit more interesting, like having some kind of mini game when you want to open the door. So that when you click on the door, you have to solve a mini game before being able to go out of the house. And we could also fine tune the music or the sound effects. So just to show you, I just picked the key. I can now open this door, and if the monster is chasing me, this is the jump scare that we have right now. So you have everything in mind if you were not there during the last session. All right, Wesley, I think that we should launch a vote with what we do next, because this was very simple, just changing the fog, but it's already a bit better. Should we start the vote?
Sure thing. Before we start the vote, though, the characters, it's been bugging me. Could you make them a little wider?
Oh, you mean the monster?
Yeah, the monster character is just a little squished.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
model is
So to show it how to do it very quickly, just click on the monster there, and you can see that there the size of the instance. So you can either try to change it here, or you change the tool to use the scale tool there, and you can change just visually the scale and see how it's increasing. So we're changing the 8 because we're on the y-axis, and you can also change the exact number there, and you can just uncheck the ratio if you want to change the size without impacting the rest. I think that actually I do like it when it's a bit thin, Wesley, because it makes it a bit weird and might make it like a bit more frightening, because you have this weird thing that is following you. It's a bit like, in Slender Man, when you have a man which is very tall chasing you.
Yeah, I was about to say that's Slender Man. Okay, yeah. That's a totally fair reading.
Yeah, it's a bit less thin now.
So in that case,
yeah,
you can start the vote now, and it's posted over on Twitter. Start the timer now.
Yes, so the timer has started. 5 minutes should be enough, and in the meantime, well, Wesley can let me know if there are questions on the chat, and otherwise I can go around and mess a bit with the. You know what? I can also start to create a new room, so that the house is just bigger in this game.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that, everybody in chat, if you have any questions to ask, feel free to ask them now. I'll take them and hand them over to Florian while streaming. But one of the questions in chat, I don't fully understand. I might ask for clarification, but tell me why this isn't working. The acceleration button is pressed, I assume this is for the card behavior. Simulate forward key pressed for player card doesn't work. So I assume that's two behaviors overlapping that don't work together.
That's weird. Maybe it's not. Maybe the wrong action is being used because that should work. You should totally be able to simulate a key press, a forward key press for the car physics behavior. So I'm not sure why it wouldn't work.
I'll ask for clarification on that. But now the next question was from the last stream. Somebody asked, why did you put the jump scare into a separate game scene?
That's a very good question because, for example, if we have the time to do a separate mini game there, we will probably do it not in another scene because we want the game to continue. We want the monster to be able to catch you while you are solving the mini game, which is making it more stressful. And in this case, we would probably use a custom object, which is a way to create a scene, an object which has inside of it other objects, other events. But then we can display it as an object on top of the scene. For the jump scare, it's a bit different. In my mind, it's game over. Like you got the monster is touching you, you've lost. So we go to another scene. It's also simpler for us because then in the new scene we just have to change the background color to be black, display the monster, and then we can go back to the game scene and restart it. This being said, it's totally possible in GDevelop to either, as I said, do a custom object. It's a bit more complex, so I will maybe show this later. And what else? When you change a scene, you can pause the current scene, launch the new one, for example, the jump scare, and then you can unpause, you can stop the new scene, the jump scare, so that you go back at the same position. You go back to the scene that was paused. When you resume this scene, you can then, for example, delete the monster, recreate it somewhere else. And now you have a game where when you're caught by the monster, you have the jump scare, but you can continue to play.
Awesome. Okay, so the next question that we have there is, again, from the last stream.
Yeah.
For AI version control with cloud projects.
Yes.
What do you suggest they do for local projects if they don't have a cloud project? They're locally saving on the computer and they want to use the AI.
Well, I think that using the cloud project is always a good idea, so that you don't have any issue with losing a project. But if you're working locally, in this case, I recommend that before doing big changes or even small changes with the AI, you just save. If you're unsure about something, some direction, you can save and do a backup of your game in a separate file. Can be in the same folder. Then work a bit with the AI to see what you could do, try a few things, and in the worst case, you go back to your old previous file, save the file, so that you're sure not to lose anything. And it's good to experiment like this. That's what I would do.
Okay, great. And then the last question before we run out of time, why did you make GDevelop an open source game engine?
So why GDevelop an open source game engine? That's a very good question. My thinking is a game engine. It's a common good. It's not a proper game engine is something that everyone should be able to improve. So when I created GDevelop, I wanted to make a game. I'm sure that I'm not able to make on my own the best game engine in the world. I have to get the help from the whole world. And even in the GDevelop core team, people working regularly or on a day-to-day basis on GDevelop, we know that we are doing something better if we get the help of contributors. And that's why GDevelop is open source. And I think that in the long term, something like GDevelop can be really a common good. It's a game engine that works for everyone, that is super accessible. That's always what I've been trying to do with GDevelop, to democratize game creation. And the game engine, the center part of it, should be and is open source, so that anyone can improve it and also look at how it's done. That's how we do it.
Awesome. Okay, time is up, folks. So again, you can leave your questions in the chat, and Florian will answer them during these breaks. The next thing to pick, it's a tie, so I'm just going to pick for everybody. The improved jump scare.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And while we were speaking, I created a few more rooms, but without any doors, so we can add some doors later to open them, so that we can explore a bit more the house. But for now, let's improve the jump scare. So right now we have this jump scare scene where we just see the monster flashing in front of you, and then you'll go back to the game. So let me start a new chat with the AI and see what we can do there. So let me think. What could we do for this? What we can do is that we can add a sound effect, make the monster to shake a bit, and maybe what we can do is not show the monster first. We'll let the screen to be black, and then after a random time, like half a second or a bit more, a bit less, so that you don't really know when it's coming, the monster is flashing in front of you and there is some sound playing. So let me write this and see if we can get a bit of help of the AI, and we will then tweak like the last time by ourselves. So let's add a sound effect, make the monster shake, and do this after no, let me think. And add a randomized start timer after we enter the jump scare scene. So that's this scene. But before the jump scare, the existing jump scare actually starts. And 0.5 to 2 seconds should work, so that we are not really sure when it's starting. So that should help us to see what events we can use, because we have to work we have to work a bit with events to do what I've just said, and that's how we can, let's see how we can do it. So the AI is first adding a new scene variable that we can see by opening the properties of the game. It's called jumpscare delay, and it's now creating some events. So at the beginning of the scene, it will set the scene variable to a random number, that's fine. Then it will start a timer and play a sound, and it will do some more work. Let's see what it's doing already. So the beginning of the scene, yeah, it's changing the variable, starting the timer, playing a sound. We might want to do it later. And then the monster is flashing, and then it stops. So I think there is more work to do. So let's see what the AI is coming up with. And that's the good thing with the events in GDevelop. We can understand them, so we can rework them. Okay, so that looks a bit better now. The sound is still played first. I will move this. And after the delay is over, when the timer is above the delay, the monster will flash. And then we wait a bit, we stop the flashing, and we go back to the game. And it seems that it's doing more work, but I'm fine with this. So I can just stop the AI. Well, we can see what it's... no, it's done. So you see there, I click on stopped, because I don't want the AI to work more than what it did. Actually, it just finished. But in case you see the AI starting to do things you're not already into, it's fine. You just click on stop. And then you can also go back and restore the project in case what has been done is not what you want to do. You can restore at any point after or before a message you sent to the AI. So I keep this. I'm just moving the sound when the monster is flashing. And also, right now, if we do this, the monster is already shown at the beginning, so we have to hide it. Let me just add it. Monster. Let's hide the monster. And that should work. Let me double check this when the variable when the timer that we just started at the beginning of the scene is more than the delay that we've chosen there using this expression, which is a random number between 0.5 and 2. Then we make the monster blink, play a sound, wait a bit, and go back to the game. We will see what sound has been picked by the AI, but I have some so that we can replace it. So let me preview it. Wow, actually the jump scare sound is maybe not too bad, the one that has been picked, so we could keep it. Just a note, this sound, it's not something that has been generated by the AI. In GDevelop there is no AI generation of assets. Instead, what we do is that we have this huge library of public domain assets that you can, that you can use when you're creating new objects, and some are paid, some are free. And for example, you can search for, I don't know, a monster and see what we have: 3D monsters, 2D sprites. There is a bit of everything. So when the AI is doing something, it's actually picking for you, it's searching for you, which is both fast and cheap, because we're not generating some complex 3D assets which couldn't work, or we're not generating audio. So you're very much in control of your final game, which is what is good, I think, with GDevelop. It's a usual game engine. What do you think, Wesley? Should we keep this sound?
I didn't actually hear it in through the stream. Can you play it again?
Oh, okay. So maybe it's too. I don't want to make it too loud. Let me show last time the.
Oh no, I just couldn't hear it because I had the stream audio turned off.
So it's something
oh,
like
that. Oh, I heard it.
Yeah, it's a bit like a TV that is buggy, or I don't know.
I think it could definitely be improved.
Okay.
I think it could be changed. Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, I'm happy to try to change it. We can open the resources there in the project manager of GDevelop, and there the jump scare sound is there. It's coming, as I said, from the public resources. You can also play it. It's a new addition that we added in the last version. You can just play it to see there how it is. And if you want to replace it, just click there and choose a new file from your device. And I have the jump scare sound that I prepared there before the stream. And I think the one we picked was a bit better. Let's give it a try. Wow, that was very loud, Wesley. I'm not sure if you could hear it. I'm sorry in the chat if you got headphones. I will make it way lower.
Once it comes in.
Yeah. So 20 should be. Yeah, it was loud, right?
Yeah, that's loud.
That's loud. Okay. Sorry again for the viewers if you got your ear hopefully not too damaged by the sound. It should be better with 20, and we should be good actually, Wesley, with this new jump scare. Oh, the monster is not shaking, right? And I told. Actually, I didn't ask the AI for it. I just wrote make the monster instead of make the monster shake. So let's try to check the monster. So make the monster shake when it's blinking. Shake fast when it's blinking. So there again, I could also go ahead and add it by myself, because we have an extension, a behavior for shaking an object, a 3D object. But if you're not sure where to find it, then again, using this AI panel is a good way to discover this. You can see that the shake object 3D extension, the behavior I just told you about, is being used. So it has been added by the AI. If I click there and edit the object, I can see it there, shake model. There is some frequency, so it's the speed at which the monster will be moving. And I think the only thing we're missing is to trigger the shaking. Okay, so what the AI did is it really took what I asked, which is when the monster is flashing, then it's starting to move it. Let me reduce a bit the sound to be sure it's not too loud, and let me have a look. Well, the monster is really shaking now, so it works. It works. If it was me, I would have used this start shaking action directly there in the existing events, but this is also an acceptable solution, so we're good. And I think we should think about what we do next. Should I start a new vote, Wesley?
Yep, put the timer down. Also, while this vote's timer's going, can you go get some headphones?
Oh yeah,
People in the chat were saying that they can hear me through your computer, and it's creating a reverb effect.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me do it.
Okay, I'll post the next vote. All right, folks, the next vote is in chat. You can click on that and go over to Twitter and vote away.
Yes, and there are many things we can do, obviously, in this game. Improve the... let me got some issue. Let me just restart. We could improve the level of the game. We could well, we just improved the jump scare. We could improve how we get the key and add a mini game before we are able to open the last. Before we open the last door before getting out of the house.
So, questions we'll have in chat. One person asked for you to wish them good luck on their Metroidvania game.
I wish
you say good luck to them.
Yeah, I wish you a very good luck for this game, and I love Metroidvania. I spent a lot of time playing on back in the days on my Nintendo DS on Metroidvania games. So yeah, good luck doing it, and and please tag us on social media so that we can see it when it's ready and when you have a demo.
Oh yeah, please do that. They were also asking if for some advice, probably as well, how you would start with Metroidvania kind of thing.
Okay, good question. How I would do a Metroidvania? So you start with, I guess, a platformer game. We have of course, well, I say of course, but if you're new at GDevelop, when you create a new game, you can ask, of course, the AI for some help. But we have also there a lot of templates, and some are platformer, the classic 2D platformer games. There are a lot of them that we've been building, and I think there is even one free template which is called Notavania, which is inspired from Castlevania. And what I would do is probably to have, let me think, you start with a platformer game, you add a few mechanics like the dash. There is an extension for it, the coyote time, which means that you're able to jump a bit after you're in the air, and maybe also the double jump. There is also an extension for it. So all of this can be done fairly easily using the behaviors that have been made by the GDevelop core team or by the community. And when you have this, I will then start to build a larger level and start to add enemies. You want probably your camera to either follow the player or to go from one room to the other. And same thing there, I will take a look at how I move the camera smoothly or room by room. Maybe there are some behaviors for it. There is a smooth camera behavior, but you probably want to add some limits to it so that it stays in a room. You could use some invisible objects maybe to see in which room you are and to get the limits. And and that should give you a good start. Then you have to pick up objects and inventory. There is an extension for the inventory, and make some nice boss battles. And for this, you could create objects, and in your scene have the logic so that to move the boss, and you have a different group for each boss. That's how I will start, but I mean, these games are big, so you have to start small.
Awesome. We have 40 seconds left, so that pretty much covers that one. So the audio quality is much better now, so that's awesome.
That's perfect.
It looks like, let me see the votes on Twitter. So far, everyone is asking for internal doors, but we still have like 25 seconds.
Okay. Well, I can get started on the doors, but let's wait a few more seconds. I mean, on my side, the timer just went out, so should we build the internal doors?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, yeah. Let me get started. Let's move the player in this room. I will let this open there just so that we see the outside, and we could add later some obstacles so that you cannot get out of the house. And I will just turn the player toward the house there. So if I focus there, I have some room for one and then another door there and there. So let me first, let me think how we can do it. We can reuse the same asset pack containing the 3D objects that we've been using for the existing door, and actually we can just duplicate the door object into an internal door, a new object called internal door, and make it so that we can just open it without having a key. Yeah, well, like the last time, let's get started by seeing what the AI could do for us, so that we get some ideas. So let's add internal doors. Create an object that is the same as the existing one, the existing door. It's closed by default. I think it's already the case. So the player can't go through it. The monster can't go through it too. And when the user click on it, and for this we want to use the same condition as the one for the door that we have as the existing door. It's a raycast. Then it's opened, and the monster and player can go through it, so disable the physics engine. I've been very specific there, but that's how I will do it. So let's see what it can do, and then we can add, once we have the new object, then we can put it in the game. So the door has been duplicated, and we have now an object called internal door, and I can just put it there and also there. And I will have to add some frame around the door, but I will do it just after. I have to rotate it, I guess, because there it will close in this direction. It's open right now in the scene editor. So while we're talking, the AI is for us creating some new events to open the door. So we'll let it do its work, and it's done already, and see what it has been doing. It's always a good idea to check what the AI is doing, because that's how you learn also to use GDevelop. And if you know how to use GDevelop, you obviously want to see what was done. It's actually telling you everything that has been that the AI did, and we will double check this now. So let's go to the events. So there are a bunch of events for the monster there. For the keyboard controls, we could put So that these are the events that we did the last time. We could create a group for it. We will maybe do it later. But for now, let's see. So if the touch or left mouse button is pressed, then we cast a ray. So a ray, it's like an invisible ray that you launch from the camera toward the door. And actually, we could do it from the scene, from the camera center. That's what we use, I think, for the rest. And a distance of 300 pixels. So if you're too far, if you can see the door, but if you're too far from it, the ray will stop after traveling 300 pixels. So it won't reach the door, and the door won't open. And then we can see that there is a variable that was added on internal door. And if the variable is false, so it's if is open is false, which should be, let me check the case by default, yes, is opened is a variable that is false by default, then we change the variable to true, we change the animation to open it, and we disable the physics engine, and also, I forgot to ask it, but the AI was fine to add it, we also disable the fact that it's an obstacle, so that the monster can go through it. An obstacle for pathfinding. Pathfinding is the behavior that is used by the monster to move around to patrol in the house. And if the variable is not false, so we're using else. Else it's a new addition in the latest version of GDevelop that allows simply to launch the event if the previous one was not run. So it means that if the door is open, then it will close the door. It's something that I have not been asking. So I wonder if it works. Let's give it a try. So the door is closed and I can open it. And if I press again, I can close it. Yeah, that's working. That's working. And oh, wow, I got chased by the monster. Let me make the sound there also way less loud. Where is the sound play for when the monster is chasing you? Oh, it's just there actually. I will make it. So that's changed. You know what? I think it's a bad idea to have the ability to close a door because you don't want to escape the monster by just being able to close the door. Once you've opened something, you're taking some risk and you have to leave with the door open. It's a design choice. I can just disable this event and now I can just open the door. You've seen that the door, they're not perfectly placed on the map, so I will change them now. So I can add first a frame. I think that we have a frame for the doors there. We have yeah, perfect, these frames there. So let me slightly move this. I could also simply reduce the size. Oh, actually, maybe I don't need this object. Well, actually, I do need it. There we go. I'm not the best level designer in the world, but I guess that works. That seems better. And let's do the same for this door, so that we have a small room there. So the doorway square, it's an object that we've imported from the asset store during our first session. And yeah, because we're using a grid, you can see that it's aligning perfectly with the door. So it's very nice because the assets that we are using are very much properly made. They're public domain assets. You should check them out. You can also see in the asset store for each asset who is the author. You can click on it to see their website. You can see the license. All the free assets are public domain, so you can reuse them as you wish. But it's always a good idea, if you like what is in the asset store, to take a look at who the artist is and to give them some credits in your game. Alright, so we're now starting the game with closed door, and we can go from doors to doors until we reach the monster, which is now chasing me. I got the key. We should probably put the key somewhere there. Whoa, 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 there we go. Getting. You're not getting me. Alright, I'm alive, but it was a close one. Cool, so we have now doors inside the house, and we could build something way bigger. We don't really have the time during this session, so I think that we are good with this fairly small house, but still, we can start to imagine something bigger there, and we should probably hide the key somewhere there. But we should vote for what we do next, I guess. What do you think, Wesley? Are we good to do something new?
All right, awesome. Yep, sounds good to me. I'm putting the post up there now, so you can start the timer.
Let me start it now. All right, you can start the vote. The timer is on, and also let me know if in the chat there are new things or questions that we should answer.
All right, folks. The new vote is up on. Is now pinned in the chat. Pop over to Twitter and please vote there. Okay. In the meantime, though, for you, Florian, there's been a lot of questions actually.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get.
One that I think is pretty important is in the AI or with the AI, do you need to be specific every time, and how specific do you need to be? And what happens if you're not specific?
Yes. During this live session, I'm trying to be very specific because, well, I have an idea of how to do it, and I want the AI to follow my idea. You don't have to be always as specific. If you are not, the AI will try to fill in the gap, which is more or less because it's how it has been trained. This AI, they are, if you're using ChatGPT or Gemini or maybe some other large language models, which is the technology that AI are based on, they are usually trained to answer and to try to give a proper answer even if you're not giving a lot of details. That should work also with GDevelop. Sometime when I'm trying stuff, I'm just telling it, hey, I just want to add doors into the house and I should be able to open them. And then you see, and then usually the AI is able to have the idea of adding a variable, and when you click on the door, you should open it. But you have to be ready to see what's missing in their solution. Usually it's going for the simplest solution. Like you're touching the door, it's opening. It's very simple, it's a condition. If the player is colliding with the door, then action, you open the door. So that's, I think, what will happen if you use the AI by telling it less things. This being said, in the next version of GDevelop, what we will introduce is a mode, or it might be the default mode, where the AI is able to, if it sees that your question is a bit vague or not very specific, it will create a plan with multiple steps so that you can inspect it and that you can then update the plan and then let the AI do it. So it's really helping. It will really help you to maybe think about what you really want and give it more details before it starts to build it. So yeah, that's how I use it. I try to be very specific because we're doing a live. If you're not, that should be fine, but be prepared to then iterate and tell the AI, oh, actually I want something different, I want this, I want something, I don't want this, so I restart the project, change a bit my prompt, and then start again.
All right, great. And then the next question is GDevelop something that I can count on? Can I be confident building my game with GDevelop, basically?
Well, what I like to say is GDevelop is there since more than 10 years. Like the open source project was started more than 10 years ago. It has been there forever, so that's the first thing. The second thing is there are tons of games being made with GDevelop. You can go on indie gaming websites like itch.io. I think we are often in the top 6 game engines being used. We have. I'm not counting anymore the number of Steam releases every month, but we're getting like dozens of games made with GDevelop every month on Steam, which is just an example. On mobile phones, I think it's there are way more games. What's important also is GDevelop is open source. In the worst case, you could always continue working with it because the game engine is open source. We know that there are game studios using GDevelop to make mobile games. We know that there are people building promotional games, indie games. You can do a bit everything with GDevelop, and because it's open source, it's just safe because you can always take a look at how it's done in case you need something a bit different. If you want to go deeper, you can. That's usually harder when you don't have access to the source code. So yeah, we're there for a long time, and I've been working on GDevelop for, I don't know, more than 10 years now. So I'm pretty sure it has a good impact in the world, and it's we're there for a long time. Yeah.
All right, great. I think we're out of time there now, so we'll go on to the next vote. The end of the vote came out with windows, roof, and floor. Build out the house.
Okay. Well, let's start by adding a roof because it's really missing now. And maybe some windows, we can see the light go through it. We can add a window just behind the player. And while I'm talking, I'm thinking also what's good with GDevelop, just adding a few details to my previous answer, is that we are making, because we have a core team building GDevelop, we have also open source contributors, there are a lot of new stuff coming in every new version. So it's also good for you to see that the game engine is always evolving, be it with better extension, new behaviors, updated AI, more support for multiplayer. There is always something new. Let me add some roof. And I think that we used in the asset store the building kit back there, and I think there is some roof that we can use there. So I'm adding it to the scene, and I can then just drag and drop it. I can close the AI panel because it's not useful. Well, I could have been asking the AI to add a roof, but because it's just an object, I want to do it on my own. There we go. I put the roof there. It's just a small tile, so I put it in the center. I'm pressing F to focus and to turn around the object, and then I'm using the keyboard there because I'm on a computer, but on mobile you could also do the same. And I'm moving it there, probably there in the center. Then I'm using the scale tool there to make a big roof over the house. And of course, as we do this, it's harder to see the level, so we will do something to allow us to continue building the level with the house having a roof. Let's give it a try before we do it. Alright, so we are now in a rooms where things are better now because there is a roof there, and I'm being chased, and I think I'm good. Okay, it was just there. So yeah, it's a bit better. I prefer it this way. We should have been doing this since a long time. Before I add windows, let's make the roof. Let's hide the roof when we're in the editor. So a way to do it is, it's an interesting idea. You create a new layer. You call it, for example, the roof layer, and you put the roof on it. But oops, sorry, there we go. There, you just click on the roof, and in the instance position, you can see that there is the layer. You put it on the roof. So far, no change. And if I hide the layer now, there we go. I'm back at being able to edit my level. If I run the game, the roof won't be visible anymore because it's not on the proper layer. So I can fix it very quickly at the beginning of the game. I'm adding a new action. I'm taking the roof and I'm changing its layer. So I can just enter layer and I want to put it, well, on the base layer. That's exactly what I want. And there we go. The roof is still there because it's exactly like before. And but we don't have well, we don't have the roof visible in the editor, which is much better to continue working. And if, in case we want to see it, there we go. I could even rename this layer to something like hidden in the editor, so that and create a group for all those objects. But let's keep it simple. Let's add some windows. It should be good for the to see the light go through it. Are there windows in this? Oh yeah, there are these also barricades that are fairly nice. Let me see if they are okay. Let's use a window like this one maybe, and I can add another version like this one. Save the project. Okay, that's the first window there, and I guess we can add another one over there. It's a larger one, so hopefully it will fit. Otherwise, we can resize it. That's a very big one, actually. It's almost good. We just need to resize this wall a tad more. There we go. I'm not sure what the result will be because of the direction of the light. Yeah, we can't see anything through it. Well, we can see it. Oh, and I forgot to make them real obstacles. Let me try to change a bit the direction of the light. So for this, I have the effects disabled. I can enable the effects again. There we go. So that I can see it exactly how it's in the game. But because the fog is very thick, we have this disabled. So from there, I can change the direction of the light. Maybe it would be better actually to have a good lighting there. Maybe the lighting is already good. Let's check. No, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Let me think. The direction. Let me change the direction. So for this, in the base layer, we just go there. There is the direction light, and we can change the rotation. You can see it in real time. See in the editor how the light is moving. So I want to see some light in the very first section there, in the first room. So I want the light to come through the window there. So again, click on base layer, changing the rotation, and I think the direction is better now. And I can reduce the elevation so that it's like the sun is close to the horizon. And maybe the light color should be a more reddish. It's not a great result for now, but see, the direction is better. Oh, I see now the why. Unfortunately, there's windows, they are blocking the wall light. They are considered as being opaque, and I'm lost in the level. There we go. So that's the issue. So to show you how to do it instead, we could modify the 3D model to remove the fake window there, which is semi-transparent, but which is blocking the light. So instead of doing this, I will use another 3D object. and I saw some that I wanted to try. Let me go back actually to the building kit, and yeah, there's one. They are pretty fun looking. Let's add this to the scene. I will remove the window. I will do it very quickly. I'm not sure if the result will be perfect, but this is the wood there. We can move it up, and we can add maybe another one to really show to the player that you can't go through it. And there we go, it's a bit better. You can see that now the light is coming through it. Well, we should design then also the outside. And the light is, oh, the monster was getting close to me in the other room. And the light was very light. So let's try to make it had a bit of brightness. But then that's up to you to try different settings. So in my case, I want the intensity of the light to be a bit bigger. Maybe the red was also not bright enough. And that could be better. The ambient light, we could reduce the intensity of the ambient light. Okay, that's better. See, you can really see now the light coming through it. And we can also probably see it through the other windows. Well, it's not in the same direction, so yeah. And this window is opaque. I forgot it. So yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. We could probably update the rest of the house to add these obstacles like this with this beautiful light going through it. Last point before I finish this, you can actually do the changes live when you're using GDevelop. So there, I have the game running, and I can click on the base layer and change stuff directly there and apply the changes to the game. So there, the light is there. If I change the color to something more bluish and I click on update, then the light is updating there. So I recommend that you go like this, you run the game and do changes and click on update on top of GDevelop, where you click on preview to see the changes. We're running out of time, Wesley, are we?
Yeah, I already told the chat that we're gonna wrap it up there. But so, maybe answer a couple questions before we end.
Yes, please. Let's answer a few questions, and yeah, we can make a mini game in another session to open the final door before we're getting out. We should probably improve the placement and how we pick the key. They have made a very crude version of the windows and the barricades, but I'm sure there is something way better to do. And the floor. Oh yeah, I didn't have the time to change the floor. So well, we will do. Let's answer some questions to finish the stream.
Awesome, great. So the first one's kind of a little funny. When will GDevelop be adding ray tracing?
In the next version, actually, we will have ray tracing. No, I'm joking, of course. I'm joking. I'm half joking. Let me explain. I told you in a previous answer. We know that making a game engine is complex, and it's something that we know we cannot do on our own. So we're welcoming contribution, and we're also making GDevelop. We're making it based on industry standard 3D rendering, 2D rendering. The physics engine that we're using is also used in a AAA game on PlayStation and in more games now. It's now also used in other engines like Godot. And that's what I like with GDevelop. We're not trying to remake everything by ourselves. We're trying to make a good game engine on top of the shoulder of giants, really, or on top of industry standards technologies. And we will have actually to update the game engine to support what is called Web GPU, which is a new technology to render faster 3D and 2D, also to do faster 2D and 3D rendering on the web or when you publish your game. So the technologies we're using for 3D renderings are already compatible, but then we have to update GDevelop so that the latest versions of these technologies are used. It's also something where we can get some help from open source contributors. So ray tracing, maybe not yet, but I'm pretty sure that the open source world will catch up, and even in other game engine, we will probably get it at some point. So yeah.
Awesome. And a new user here in chat asked, which libraries have been used to develop such a beautiful engine?
Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. That's very much linked to what I was telling just before. So to be a bit more precise, we're using for the 2D rendering. So 2D rendering, for example, for the buttons, for what you see on screen, or for just a plain 2D game, we doing some rendering using WebGL on the web, and it's being done using a library called Pixie.js. Which is a very fast library used by a lot of games, be it on the web or on mobile games. For the 3D rendering, we're using a library called 3JS, which is same thing. It's a bit like a standard for rendering 3D on the web. It's pretty lightweight and powerful at the same time. They are, by the way, I want to give a shout out to people from the community who are creating extensions using this library, and these extensions, they can allow you to create things that are even more powerful than what is currently available inside GDevelop. For the physics engine, we're using Jolt and Jolt physics for the 3D physics. And for 2D, we're using Box 2D. And both of them, they are the same thing. They are a bit like industry standards. Jolt is fairly new, well, if you compare to other older game engine, but it's proven and battle tested. So it's great to be able to use this. If you want to look by yourself, go on the GitHub page of GDevelop and just look at the source code or explore it with AI and see how it's done. Maybe at some point you can contribute to it. We will be happy to have your contributions.
Awesome. I think that's it for time because we're running a little bit over. But end off with the discount code and that we'll share the game.
Yeah. We will share the game that we've just made there. So it's a small but still good improvement over what we did the last time. We have a nicer level, a bit of lighting, a better jump scare, doors that we can open. So we will share it. Don't forget to take a note of the code that is shown on your screen right there. You go on your profile and you click on redeem a code, and then you can use it. If you want to get into game creation, well, I think that you can be at a better place than there using GDevelop. Hopefully, I've shown to you how to use it. We've not started from scratch this time. We started from something we did the last time, but you can quickly go from a starter game or from an idea to a good prototype. You can start a new game entirely with the AI by writing something there, and the AI will pick a template for you and will give you suggestions about what to do, and then you can choose a suggestion or just go ahead on your own. Always try and experiment by yourself to learn. And with the code, you get 20% off for it's for the yearly subscription. So you can save something like 20 or bucks on the gold subscription, or way more, 60, 70 bucks according to your country, according to the currency that you're using, and for the pro subscription, which will give you access to way more credits for the AI, and also more credits to use for the asset store, which is useful. If you're creating your own game, it's better to start with something that you found in the asset store rather than having to do everything by yourself. So yeah, go to your profile, use the code there, and you should be good. There you see I have a gold subscription, and during this live stream we've used maybe less than 200 credits. So I could have been going for way more, but I wanted also to do things on my own from time to time. All right, we should end up the stream there. Thanks everyone for joining. Wesley, thank you for having been there and for helping me go through the questions.
Of course.
And we see you all on the community. Go on the forum, you can go on the Discord. Feel free to share on social media what you're building with GDevelop. And if you have questions, well, the forum, the Discord, the comments on YouTube, we are always trying to read everything, even if we don't always have the time to answer to everyone. Thank you everyone for joining, and yeah, see you around.